For the next few minutes, we are going to look at a problem that began in the 80s when assembly machines started moving into industry, and then new technology that attacks this problem. We visited with two manufacturers who supply parts to automated factories.
You're talking about the one manufacturer drops the parts down from the second floor. They come down a large tube and they assemble into a block, an engine block, and you've got to have good quality parts. They can't have foreign material or bent parts, lacking threads. If this happens, it shuts the assembly factory down.
Most of our customers are into automated lines, and they have automated wrenches, and the parts that we supply them go into these automated wrenches, and they're fed in by a tube with air pressure or some other kind. And if the part isn't what it's supposed to be, it jams up.
The problem comes from a few non-conforming pieces that usually find their way into a standard batch of parts. Manual assemblers were never bothered. Such parts were simply discarded. But as production engineers brought in automation, they discovered an unexpected problem. Those few bad parts now jam the machines, or they might ruin a subassembly, or maybe worse, get made into a product that must be rejected later. The world of automation uncovered the problem of the 80s, a need for 100% perfect parts. What is the answer? We proudly introduce the Inspector General from Cochlea. It is a unique system that answers the need for perfect small parts. It sorts out bent fasteners, incomplete moldings, crooked stampings, even scrap material from plating operations. It ensures that a batch of parts will be trouble-free for automated assembly. Using an ultrasonic technique developed and patented at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the Inspector General qualifies and sorts parts on the fly at rates up to 300 per minute. When finished with one batch, another batch of totally different parts can be loaded and sorted in minutes. The parts can be made of most any material: plastic, metal, ceramic, even composites. Different shaped parts, from tiny connector pins up to 5-inch bolts, can be handled by the Inspector General. They just need to slide down the chute in a stable way. Amazingly, the acoustic system can wrap sound waves around these parts and into the opening to check that the hole has been threaded. Likewise, coarse threads can be separated from fine threads.
I seen it in Chicago at the Quality Expo over a year ago. It seemed to be the easiest machine to set up. You'd be able to put small parts and large parts on, and that's what I was looking for. I seen other machines that was more expensive, very difficult to set up, and I wanted something that was very easy to set up. So we contacted Cochlea, and they've come out with they have a truck that comes by and will demonstrate, and I was quite impressed in that. I carried some parts into the show up in Chicago, and they never seen me before, and I said, if your machine will sort that, let me see it. And I sent them parts with no threads, bent parts, foreign materials, and it picked it right out, and I just couldn't believe it. Where other machines wasn't able to do that.
The Inspector General is qualifying some parts for us right now in between operations. And we're being sure that the last process is in control. And we can look at the graphs and look at what comes out, the quote-unquote reject bin, and take a good look at that and see if there is a problem with our process.
Let's check out the basic technology behind the Inspector General. We'll teach the system to sort out a good batch of these quarter 20 screws. First, we push the Learn Good Parts button, then drop 10 good screws down the chute. As a screw enters this sensing area, it is surrounded by an ultrasonic sound wave. An array of acoustic sensors picks up the reflected pattern called the signature, which is digitized and stored in the microprocessor memory. The system now knows what the signature of a good screw is and uses it as a reference during operation. For critical sorting, up to 1/1000th of an inch, we also teach the machine to recognize the rejects, such as the similar screws with coarse threads. The computer now has these signatures stored also, identified as bad parts. Now we press Run and dump in the lot. In a few minutes, we have in the good bin 100% good screws.
Yeah, that's nice comparing to other machines that we already have where it takes a technician really to program that machine. This one's kind of nice because you just push a button and say, I want to learn a good part, and you slide good parts down the track, and it learns a good part. You can maybe mutilate a part to say, okay, this is a simulated part that's out of control, and run it down there and push another button, run it down and teach it that part and say, this is the characteristic that we don't want to have. And it takes maybe about 2 minutes or less for someone to push 3 buttons.
Florence has had no computer training at all, and within a matter of 25-30 minutes, we've learned how to set the machine up. Now we can come up in the morning, turn the machine on, and the machine is running by 5 minutes after 7. And they start on at 7 o'clock. No special training involved at all.
The Inspector General is a complete, self-contained, turnkey system ready to plug in and start working. The system includes a feeder bowl, inspection chute with 2 ultrasonic sensing heads, and a flipper designed to activate only if a correct signature is sensed. Otherwise, the part is deflected to the bad bin. The operator console is all that's needed to program and run different parts. But production supervisors wanting more control or wishing statistical data on the parts sorted can do this using the keyboard provided. A rotating beacon signifies end of run or out of parts, a convenience in noisy environments. Production managers can phase out many tedious sorting stations that are wasting valuable manpower. If you run batch processing stations, the Inspector General can help sort finished parts. If you are a supplier of fasteners and small parts to customers who are demanding 0 defects, the Inspector General can be your competitive advantage. Roger Becker's customers like it.
Yeah, it does. They know we have the machine in the building. I've told them that. That's why we check with them every evening, our second shift checks, to see if there's any problems on their line. And they come back with no problems on the line. They know the Cochlea machine is in there. We actually label the parts, who sorted it. If it's sorted by the Cochlea machine, we put down on the box, sorted by Cochlea.
Yeah, we've run right now about 6 million parts through it, about 5 or 6 different kinds. And we haven't had anything come back. We've taken parts deliberately, okay, and run them down and said, see if we can get this to come out in the good box, and we can't. And as far as that goes, yeah, I think I'm happy, and the fellows that are running the machines they like what they see.
Cochlea is an American company, and the Inspector General is manufactured completely in the USA. Contact us today. We'll demonstrate how we can sort your parts and increase throughput in your production. How? 2 demonstration vans are now touring plants and sorting customers' parts right before their eyes. Call us for the tour schedule or to arrange for a visit. Can't wait? Then ask about our instant mail-in kit for a free test of your parts. Cochlea is ready to help your productivity in a way no one else does. Let us sort out your parts into 100% good lots. It's a sound way to quality.